Hello everyone, this is Marie Blue Angel, and today I am playing The Villainess Just Wants to Eat. This is a full game right now, which is wonderful. It came out Valentine's Day, I believe, and I'm a little late to the party, but I'm very excited about this game because I remember checking out the demo last summer, fall, because of Otome Jam 2023. And I was very excited to see it. I love the premise. I love that the villainess just wants to eat. This is an isekai genre, where a person in the real world gets isekai'd into this, different world, fantasy world, where they become the villainess. And instead of, following all the villainous plots that they could do, they decide that it's just time to eat all the yummy food. So, without further ado, let's just get started. I will say, I have said this before because I remember saying it when I played the demo, that I love the villainess's outfit. Like, look how beautiful. Like, this constellations, the starriness is. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, midnight sky and all that. It's working. It's working. I love it. Absolutely gorgeous. But anyways, let's see what happens with the villainess when all she wants to do is eat instead of, plot and scheme evilly scheme. The hit manhwa My Magical Kindness Made the Cold Prince Fall in Love is the newest craze among manhwa readers. Honestly, this would get me. If I saw this on Webtoon, I would absolutely have to open it and be like, yes, tell me how did your magical kindness make the cold prince fall in love with you? I love the title. Honestly, it's not the greatest out there. I've definitely read better. The plot is repetitive and the characters are the most basic tropes. Okay, that's fine. Sometimes basic tropes are fun though. However, there's one thing that keeps me reading. The food. I just love how the desserts look so realistic. I love that we are in our, in bed and just, are we, under? Oh, wait, are we, I when I saw this illustration, I thought that we were, under a blanket or something. But maybe that's not the case? I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter. We're in bed. We're reading on our phone. As, we would do. It's our habit. I love that the focus is on the food and not the the characters. I mean, same. Good food when it's illustrated. Good food when it's illustrated so just talentedly is amazing to look at. Also makes me very hungry at night sometimes if I see things like that. Anyways, I know Attila and Lewis are having a moment, but I sigh, scrolling down my phone screen. That strawberry shortcake. I want to reach through the screen and grab it. My stomach growls, and I sigh once again. It's late at night, as it usually is when I do my daily reading of manhwa. 1:30, I just saw the clock. It says 1:30 right here. 1:30 a.m. I will say I do try to go to sleep before that, but sometimes you can't sleep, and what's the best solution? Read some manhwa. Absolutely, I get the vibe. Maybe I should get a snack? Just a few more chapters, then I will. As I read, I can feel myself getting drowsy. The pale blue light makes my eyes tired. I try to keep myself awake, but my body feels weird. I lay back on my phone. I lay back on my bed, phone in hand. My body feels light and tingly. Tingly? Why is it tingly? Did I eat today? I'm sure I did. So why do I feel this way? My eyes drift close. I decide not to fight the feeling and fall asleep. I'll just eat a big breakfast tomorrow. That's the solution, absolutely. What was the villainess's name? Divinia? I feel like I don't have any name I would really want to put up here. That's even better. So I'm just gonna keep it Divinia. I hope I'm saying the name right. I'm so sorry if I'm not. That's okay. We'll just go with Divinia. I think that makes sense. Okay. The next morning, I could hear the sounds of birds chirping. My nose twitches as a sweet scent slowly wafts through the room. With a groan, I sit up, my eyes still closed. My muscles are sore, and it feels as if I ran a marathon. How are you sore? The smell of food is enough to make me crack my eyes. The smell of food is enough to make me crack open my eyes. Immediately, I notice a silver tray on my bedside. What's this? We say, in a different body with a fancy mirror in front of us and a fancy bed and a fancy room. And what is over here? I have no idea, but there's something going on here. I love it. There's flowers, maybe. I pick it up and set it on my lap. With a thick swallow, I take off the lid. Oh my god. On the tray is a delectable looking breakfast spread. 2 scones, a tiny container of jam, a croissant, and even a bagel with cream cheese spread across it. My mouth is already watering. I mean, that sounds like a fantastic breakfast. All the fun carbs. I've also, in my real life and everyday life right now, I've been eating a lot of bagels with cream cheese for like breakfasts or like snacks, and I'm obsessed right now. Don't know how long this is going to last in terms of, my food, like, having some sort of like, not obsession, but like tendency to, pick, want to eat a bagel with cream cheese, but I'm living for it. So I understand Divinia here. All right, don't mind if I do. Without a second thought, I start digging in. You look so happy. Yay! I let out a satisfied groan as I eat. Oh, wait, can I hide? I don't know if I can, like... No, I'm trying to see if I can hide this interface so I can see the illustration a bit more clearly. But we can see, like, the donut, or maybe that's cream cheese, that's the bagel, the croissant, there's some scones. What is this? I have no idea. Oh, this is delicious. Whoever made this deserves the world. It's absolutely perfect. My thoughts are interrupted by a lady bursting into my room. I pause mid-bite. She stares at me. I stare back. She keeps staring. My lady. It's not until that moment when my surroundings finally start coming into view. I love that Divinia, aka the main character, is just so focused on the food that there was not the first question of like, where am I with this fancy food in my bed? And like, honestly, I could see, like, you could see your person, like your hands, and they don't look like your hands. I'm assuming. In your everyday life. So, but now comes the realization of not everything is exactly as we left off. I think I read this line. An expensive wardrobe with a mirror gilded in gold, expensive white trim detailing the entire room, floral wallpaper, thick and soft down comforter. I am not in my bedroom. I take another bite of my croissant, my eyebrows furrowing. The lady in front of me, who I now recognize as a maid, looks at me in concern. I keep looking around. An odd sense of familiarity settles in my stomach. Something about this room. I know it. I finish my croissant and then look over at the maid. Can you hand me a mirror? She bows her head. Yes, my lady. She seems nervous as she grabs a handheld mirror off the dressing table. She hands it to me, not making eye contact. Clue number 1. I look in the mirror. I'm met with rosy and plump cheeks. My hair is short, brown, and curly. Clue number 2. All right. Oh, so it does happen. Isekai. A genre where the main character gets transported to another world, usually through death. I don't remember dying. I only remember falling asleep. Perhaps, I mutter to myself. I frown. There is a hint of disappointment. If I was going to be isekai'd, I wanted to be hit by a truck. Of course. I do hope that we'll get to know if it was just like in the main character's case. Was it like, did they die in their sleep? Is it just this weird dream state that's happening? Something else? I don't really know. Or, obsession with manhwa reading at, whatever hour at night. And the power of that, reading and excitement just transported you into the world. I don't know. That I love this. This is so funny. The line. Oh well, you can't pick and choose. I set the mirror down next to me and pick up one of the scones. I slather a healthy amount of jelly on it and start to eat. It would seem that I am now living in the world of my magical kindness made the cold prince fall in love. Not my first choice. I'm in the role of Villainess. Also not ideal. In the many, many manhwa I've consumed, the Villainess never gets the happy ending. I have a question. This is more so for everyone who reads the isekai genre. So anyone who reads a story like this, what happens if you read a story isekai genre like this, like a fantasy, there's the villainess, there's a person from the real world who's reading the story and then, or not even, and gets, transported into this world as the villainess and has to escape or deal with the story or whatever. What happens if you're reading that story? Where do you fall in? Maybe you fall in as their rival or something. I am reading, I don't want to spoil it. I'm reading one webtoon that I feel like that might be something that's happening, but I'm not entirely sure because it's still ongoing. But what happens? I want to know. Tell me if you've read something like this. I want to read this. Anyways. I'm pretty sure I read this. I'm so sorry. I'm getting distracted with my tangents. I pout, taking another bite of my food. I look over at the maid. I love Davinya's expressions. Just I'm thinking, but I'm eating, but I'm also thinking, but mostly eating. Where are we? Excuse me? I speak again. Where are we? The maid tries and fails to not look too concerned. The castle. Oh. I don't think I'm making the maid's voice as different, so it might be hard to distinguish, but I will, I'll do better for the other characters if there are ones that I need to fill in. My eyes widen as I pinpoint where in the story I was transported to. My character, the villainess, is engaged to the love interest Lewis. The heroine of the story, Otilia, has just started to study at the castle. I sigh to myself, finishing my food. Are you ready to be dressed, my lady? I nod and set the tray on the bed. I get up and get dressed with the maid's help. My lady, are you all right? I look over at her. Oh yes, I suppose breakfast has me feeling sluggish. The food wasn't to your liking again. I can inform. That's not it. I wave her off, giving her a smile. I guess I'm left wanting more. I decide not to dwell on it. I love that. Ask for more food, as you should. After I'm dressed, the maid leads me out into the common room. She says nothing more, but it's obvious that she doesn't trust my words. The common room is just as elaborate as my bedroom, if not more. The first thing I notice is a large bookshelf sprawling the length of one wall. A heavy dark oak table is surrounded by velvet couches and chairs. Ooh, I love velvet couches and chairs. Wonder if those are also velvety curtains or velvet curtains. They get a lot of sunlight. How fun. The windows, rather. Behind it are windows with thick red curtains that have been opened to let in the morning light. A man sits in the padded chair at the head of the table. There's food laid out in front of him, all of it untouched. Lewis! I remember Lewis. I remember these characters. They're fun. Oh fun! Look at Lewis with all this food. There's like fruit over here, and then a little like food tower with all these like donuts and cakes and muffins. Oh my gosh! And then this man's eating a little toast, maybe with peanut butter, maybe with honey. I don't know, or jam probably. Let's be honest. Coffee, probably coffee. Okay. Good morning, Lewis. Lewis, the love interest of the manhwa. He was popular among readers due to his older age, and I have to say that he is much more handsome in real life. How old is he? How much older? I want to know. He doesn't look that much older, at least from this angle. I do remember that he was an older guy. Like what? Like 40 something? I guess that's not the most common in a lot of these stories, or at least not the trend. I do love his like blue aesthetic though. And I love this little brooch that he has also. Very nice. A soft complexion, long hair with gray streaks, glasses that rest gently on his nose, and tied together with a stern expression. I also love the little glasses holder thing that he has. When I was younger, I had those for my eyeglasses, and they're really useful. I don't really use them now because I wear contact lenses, but honestly, if I get back to wearing glasses, I'm gonna, adopt this little look with the eyeglasses chain. It's very fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5. What do you call those on forks? The little pointy things? I forget. Pines? Spines? Not spines. I don't know. Anyways, that's a fun fork. Megane is a Megane, a character with glasses. Oftentimes, male Megane are seen as stoic and aloof. Oh, that's a term I didn't know.
Oh, you're awake. Good morning.
Hello, Lewis. Oh my god, I forgot this has voice acting in it. The demo also had voice acting, but I don't think it had all of it. This, I don't know if, oh wait, actually, I don't know if this is partial or not, but anyways. Hello. Good morning, Lewis. You're so stoic. Ugh. Looking at your character sprite, I love it even more. I am a sucker for the blue themed outfit aesthetic. And I like the little brooch because it's like the jewel on it really is a nice contrast to like the darker colors of his outfit. And the gold or the gold or the bronze is also very nice. Okay. I just stare at him. It takes me a minute to realize he's talking to me. Good morning. Wait, how do I address him? Sir? My lord? Prince? I try to remember how the villainess addresses him in the manhwa. Lewis. All right, then. He clears his throat awkwardly.
Do sit.
Right. I sit across from him. My eyes keep flickering from him to the food in front of me. Obviously, we need to eat some of this food. There's even more delicious looking food than what I got this morning. I'm practically drooling once again. Lewis picks up a newspaper and starts reading. He only stops to drink coffee from his cup. All that food. Untouched. I can't hold back anymore. Are you hungry? Lewis lowers his paper, his eyebrow raised. Lewis is like, huh? What is this weird question that Davinia is asking me? You're not eating? Lewis gives me an odd look before clearing his throat. I am not hungry. Okay, I haven't decided who I was going to go with first in the route. And I don't really know. So I'm gonna save real quick and we'll come back. Okay. I'm gonna go with the second option. You need to eat breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. And why do you care? I can't go any lower pitch than this, so sorry. The question catches me off guard. It's not said in a rude way, which I said it that way. It's more genuine confusion. We're engaged, aren't we? As your fiancé, I need to make sure you're taking care of yourself. Lewis stares at me, and he keeps staring. I stare back. After a moment, he just shakes his head and sighs. I'm guessing that's a no.
Of course.
You'd guess right. I pout slightly and lean forward, taking a croissant in my hand. Suit yourself. Lewis sips on his coffee, not paying me any attention. I use the time to think about how I should go about this whole Villainess thing. The manhwa was fairly new, and I had read all available episodes. Oh my gosh. That's a good point right here. What do you do if it's new and you are not like, because I've read some where it's like I've read this entire like manhwa or novel and like I know it like the back of my hand. But that's not the case here because there's only so much you know. Little kettle. There's a little kettle here. Electric kettle. Sorry, I just noticed this. When Davinia showed up in the story, she was cruel from the get-go. Stubborn, violent, and selfish. She was hated in the fandom. I don't want that. And I don't want whatever death flags the author had planned. Death flags, an element in the story used to foreshadow a character's imminent death or downfall. Was this even worth it? I think back on my past life. It wasn't anything special. Though I suppose the criteria for being isekai'd is being unremarkable and then starting a new life. Was a normal office worker. Not a manager, just someone who stayed mediocre. Despite that, I was overworked. I found myself eating mediocre instant ramen from the convenience store. At night, I would get my fill of delicious food while reading manhwa and manga. Now that I think about it, my life was kind of pathetic. Sure, I enjoyed the nights I had, but my life as a whole wasn't fulfilling. I looked down at the table, the plates cleared of food and my stomach happy. Yeah, this is way better. Davinia. Here I can live for myself. I can eat all the delicious food and not be tied down by anything. Not even the title of Villainess, although it would be a shame if I die again because of it. I sigh happily and pick up a cream puff. Davinia. I'm knocked out of my thoughts as I look up at Lewis. Sorry. What is it? Exasperated sigh. His eyebrows furrow once again as he leans forward.
You've been acting odd.
Odd?
The woman I know would currently be talking about the gossip she's been hearing around the castle.
Would she? I shake my head slightly and wave my hand dismissively. I'm not interested in petty gossip. The room is filled with gasps. I look around confused. The castle staff and Lewis are all staring back at me in shock. How did you not run immediately for the doctor? Check Davinia. Is something the matter? There's an imposter. What happened? That's kind of funny that they're all shocked. Did I say something wrong? The maid shakily points at me, her face filled with fear. Who are you? And what have you done with Davinia? Oh, right. Davinia loved gossip and spreading rumors. It eventually made a rift between her and Lewis. I quickly try to cover my words. Before I can speak, the maid talks once again. My lord, she's been acting odd since she woke up. She's been eating food she normally doesn't and has been acting more. She looks over at me as if fearful of my reaction. More docile. Lewis sighs and pinches the bridge of his nose.
I do not have time for this.
He scowls at me.
Otilia is visiting soon. Be ready by then.
Okay, Lewis. Without another word, he gets up and exits the room. I run towards the maid, the uneaten cream puff in my hand. Could you possibly ask the chef if there are any more croissants? They were delicious. Yes, my lady. She stares at me one last time before making her way to the kitchen. I start eating the cream puff, letting my thoughts come together. In the manhwa, Otilia and Davinya's meeting was basically the start of the main plotline. The original Davinya was rude towards Otilia, despite her prowess in magic and being personally trained by the head mage. She laughed in Otilia's face and made fun of her aspirations. Classic Villainess. Lewis ended up defending Otilia. She was touched, and that's when they started to get closer. If I can avoid this first flag, I should be in the clear. It's not like I don't want them to end up together. I just want to live and not suffer the fate of every manhwa villainess. When I'm about to formulate a plan, I hear hushed whispering from the corner. Ooh! The chef! I look towards the source of the noise and see the maid and a man in a chef's uniform conversing with each other. The maid's like, wow, sparkle, sparkle. This is Senric, right? Senric's so sparkly. I love it. The man is tall and big, with fluffy blonde hair and a slightly chubby face. Cute. With a confused and slightly concerned smile, I nod in their direction. Both of them walk over to me. The chef bows deeply, not making eye contact.
My lady, I'm Senric, the head chef.
Oh my god, I love Senric. Sorry, I was drinking tea. Oh, look at Cedric. It looks absolutely adorable. It's a pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you, Cedric.
It's rare for someone to come back for more food.
Is it? He still avoids eye contact, bowing deeply. I give him a gentle smile. It was quite delicious. I wanted you to make some more so I can share with Lewis when he gets back.
Do you have anything in mind?
Oh, more food. This game is gonna make me hungry. I think for a second. If Otilia will also be visiting, it would be wise to set an inviting atmosphere. This could work. Well, since Otilia is also visiting, could you please prepare more tea and some finger foods for us?
Any specifics?
For some reason, the sight of Lewis not eating fills my mind. Something that Lewis would like.
Of course, my lady.
What does Lewis like? Question mark. Senric, do you know this? I don't know. Senric. Ugh. Adorable. With another bow, he makes his way back to the kitchen. Since I'm alone, I look over to the maid standing in the corner. Well, relatively alone. I'll take this time to look around. It's odd and very surreal being a place that was fictional before. I walk around the tea room, taking in every bit of detail. Fantasy manhwa tend to have a lot of detail, and my magical kindness made the cold prince fall in love was no exception. Everything is elegant and just screams royalty. Not to mention glittery. Why is everything so glittery? Girl, your hair is like glittery. I don't know. Is it glittery? I want to see more glitter. I want to see it too. It's like I'll be blinded. I touch a vase with gold accents, watching as it glints in the sunlight. To think I would ever end up in a place like this. It makes me wonder about my old life. Do people even know that I died? Would they even care? What about the food in my fridge? It'll spoil. Such a waste. Oh, yay, Attilia's here. I love your dress, too. And the head mage, I'm assuming. Or the grand mage, rather. I can hear more voices getting closer to the room. I turn and see Lewis, Ottilia, and the grand mage. Whoa. Ottilia is even more gorgeous in person. Golden locks fall across her shoulders, looking as smooth as silk. She has a rosy complexion, her hazel eyes captivating. She's a typical heroine, except her beauty puts her above others. This is when it sets in that I am truly inside a manhwa. I grin, walking over to them. I curtsy, my eyes meeting hers. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Ottilia. I am Lady Davinia, but please, call me Davinia.
Oh!
Ottilia's eyes widen, just for a second. She hesitates before returning the curtsy. It must be a surprise. Davinia's reputation was already less than ideal from the get-go. Besides the rumors she spread, she was known to be mean-spirited, rather. I don't know what I was trying to say. What's supposed to happen at this point is that Davinia, or I, am supposed to scoff and make fun of her background. I call her a wannabe noble that has no true talent and will only end up as trash. Lewis would then immediately come to Attilia's aid and scold Davinia, calling her bitter and jealous. Yikes. Since I don't want to see my doom, I take the obvious route. Thank you so much for coming over. I've heard all about your gift, Miss Ottilia. Ottilia smiles, albeit awkwardly.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well.
Oh, please, call me Davinia. It's fine, I promise. Come, sit. I guide her over to the couch. We both sit as the Grand Mage and Lewis sit across from us. I take a deep breath. Doing good so far. Please, tell me about your study so far. I have never met someone with powerful magic before. Ottilia smiles, looking a bit cautious. It's best if I'm not too enthusiastic, or it would seem like I'm scheming up a plan.
It's alright.
Oh, it's not much. It's just light magic. Healing. I'm not special. The Grand Mage shakes her head. Light magic is the rarest form of magic. Not to mention your healing powers are quite exceptional. You are like a gift from the gods. Despite looking uncomfortable, Ottilia blushes, looking down into her lap. I wouldn't say that much. Healing magic, you say? I look over at Lewis. In the story, he had Ottilia attempt to heal his brother. Unfortunately, the disease he had was already too far along, and Lewis ended up taking the throne. I've been practicing, but it still drains a lot out of me. I won't be useful for a while. Wait, why is Ottilia here again? I'm not actually trying to be mean. I just don't remember. Is she coming to stay at the castle? To study? Which I don't get, but whatever. Or is she just visiting? I'm confused on that point. I don't remember. It's okay, they'll tell me later. It's okay. I shake my head, laughing slightly. That's alright. I don't think anyone is in a rush to have you go out and do some healing. She seems to finally relax as she nods.
I'm so glad.
Thank you for saying that, my lady. By the way, I wanted to ask about... Senric is here! Hello, Senric. Lewis looks so shocked. Lewis's words are interrupted by Senric entering the room. He's rolling a cart filled with tea and snacks. My eyes immediately light up. Lewis looks surprised before sighing and glancing over at me. Davinia, what is this? I asked Senric to make us some snacks. I squeal, standing up as Senric positions the cart near the table. Lewis's expression turns into a scowl.
Stop it.
Excuse me, Lewis. I also thought of you. Davinia thought of you. So, be a little grateful. And also, wouldn't Attila and the Grand Mage want some snacks? I would think so. Good lord, Davinia. This is practically enough for a party. Why did you do this? I don't know who's route. I feel like I'm supposed to be making choices. I feel like I'll go for Lewis and then Senric. I don't know. I don't know anything. You need to appreciate Senric's cooking more. I think it's better in general. I don't know, because I feel like eat more of Senric's cooking is more Senric based. But also, I also feel like it's like, well, I want to eat them, so obviously I just did this. But I think, I don't know if it's better to be like, you should appreciate his cooking more, because that's also Senric base. You know what, I'm going to pick the second choice. I don't know. I might not even get on a route because I don't know what I'm doing. You need to appreciate Senric's cooking more. Lewis scoffs, rolling his eyes. I walk over to him and tug on his sleeve. Come on. Davinia. I don't listen and drag him over to the cart. I point towards the food. Go on, choose one. I don't want to. As your fiancé, I command you. He snorts and raises an eyebrow, crossing his arms. There's the Davinia I'm used to. Fine, I'll do it. I saw that blush, sir. He looks over the food for a moment. He seems uninterested and grabs a small tart. He bites into it and then shrugs. It's all right. Nothing special. Then why? Why does Senric work in this castle then? Do you just not? I don't think so. I don't think Lewis is a food appreciator, foodie, and that's fine. But also, don't fire Senric. I didn't mean it like that. I just mean that like he does a really great job. Why wouldn't you just appreciate it more? All the stuff that he makes. I turn towards Senric and see his face fall. I turn back towards Lewis and frown. Can someone really be this apathetic towards food? Don't be rude. Senric worked hard. Food isn't necessarily something I need to worry about. We're here for a meeting, not your hunger. The words almost make me angry. I roll my eyes. This would be an issue to solve later. Suit yourself. I smile towards Attilia and the Grand Mage. Please, come eat. Everyone shuffles in to get food. Lewis tries to keep the conversation on track. I think it's a good idea to have food at a meeting. Yes, it may be a little much, but still. It's important. We all sit with our plates, the conversation flowing easily between one another. The attention is on Ottilia and her upbringing. I never thought I'd be in a position like this. It seems so unreal that I'm in a pretty and glittering dress while talking to the two most important people in the kingdom. At first, I was worried I would feel out of place, but I am genuinely having a good time. I couldn't say genuinely, right? I feel like I have settled in, if only for now. I just need to avoid becoming a villainess.
Well, I'm no one to celebrate.
Why? What? Of course you are. You faced a hard childhood, and look at you now, studying directly under the Grand Mage. That deserves a party. Ottilia giggles, covering her face.
Oh, please. You and Prince Louis have been the talk of the town since your engagement.
Woo! Happy engagement, love. Lewis's face turns red and I smirk slightly. Look at him blushing, I swear. Right. Engaged.
You know, it would be great to have a ball.
Ooh, I like your thinking, Attilia. I want to have a ball. Lewis looks at her curiously.
A ball?
Yes, a ball, Lewis. We should have one. It's called socializing. I say that a little meanly, but also I'm just like, let's have fun. But Mr. Mans over here is working really hard every day, so he must be tired. She nods, a sudden glint in her eye.
You two haven't had an engagement party, correct?
Correct. I nod before glancing over at my fiancé. He isn't one for parties.
I'm too busy.
Mr. I'm too busy. And introverted. Like I'm one to talk, I spent my nights reading manhwa. Not exactly party animal material.
How can you expect to be a king if you can't organize balls?
Fair point. Lewis opens his mouth and shuts it. Ottilia's smile is bright as if she just won a prize.
It's settled. I'll leave the planning to you two.
Attilia, do you want to help out a little? There isn't much room for discussion. Attilia quickly changes the subject and refuses to let it circle back to the party. After a while, both her and the Grand Mage depart. I sit back in my chair, sipping on some tea. I think that went well. Well, enough to form a good friendship with Attilia and not be blasted away by light magic. Victory! Davinia. I look over at Lewis. He's staring straight at me as if he's studying a painting.
I am truly concerned for you. You aren't acting like your normal self.
Well, at least you can notice that. I want to know, how'd you guys meet? Like, what's the story behind your engagement and stuff? Like, how do we know each other? Is it just like marriage of convenience, political marriage, etc., etc.? I want to know. Would you rather I be cruel and rude?
No, but...
Then there's no problem. That shuts him up. He exhales, rubbing the bridge of his nose.
You do know I have no time to be throwing parties. I am to be crowned king soon. I need to spend more time focusing on that.
Mister, we have to have a ball for our engagement. I think that's more normal. People might be expecting that. So, Attilia says so. I think other people would say so. Then let me organize it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I nod. He scoffs as if it was a stupid joke.
I don't trust you to organize a ball all by yourself.
Oh, you have no faith in me, Lewis. His voice softens just a bit.
I will help.
Okay. My face is like one where you're like, okay. I see what's gonna happen here. What could potentially happen. I place my hand against my chin and tilt my head, humming slightly. I grin at him as an idea pops into my head. Only if we figure out the menu together.
That is the least important thing we need to figure out.
Arguably, it's not the least important thing. If you don't feed people at a ball, what's going to happen? People don't want to be there. People are going to get antsy. They're going to be unhappy. They don't want to dance at a ball if there's no food. I gasp, offended at his words. It's highly important. You don't want a party with bad food. Exactly. Lewis brushes off my words and stands up.
Enough complaining. Let's go prepare.
Okay. As he walks away, my face darkens. I will make Lewis see the true value of food. An almost devious giggle leaves my mouth. Evil plan, commence. I stop, a disgusted look crossing my face. Yeah, not cut out to be a villainess. That's okay. Ooh, more of the castle, or we're at a castle, right? Estate. I don't know. Seems like a castle. Dinner time, my favorite time of day. There's nothing like a nice and big meal to end off the day. It's something to be savored. It's like taking off your shoes after a long day at work. Dinner is sacred in every way. Then there's Lewis, sitting there with his food barely touched. I've already had seconds. I stare at him. He notices and lowers the papers he's reading. He's always reading. What is it? You've barely eaten your food. And you've eaten all of yours. My eyes narrow as I continue to stare. So he's observant, at least. Lewis, why did you want to marry me?
What?
The question catches him off guard. He ponders before answering. Because I have to. You could have chosen any other noble woman. Of course, I know the reason. In the manhwa, Davinia was chosen because her family was powerful. At least that's what everyone believed. In reality, her family was losing money and needed this marriage to keep their position. The royal family agreed because the two families had always been close. Keep your enemies close, they say. But I have no intention to be enemies with anyone. I don't know. I was in a hurry, if I'm being honest. Your family has always been close to mine. They have always pushed the notion of marriage. Okay, question. How old is Davinia in comparison to Lewis? I just want to know. Like, I'm assuming, like, obviously that this is age appropriate in general, like, in terms of that they're legal adults. But, like, how old is Lewis and how old is Davinia? Because I'm just curious. Also, is his brother his older brother? I think I'm, or younger brother? And I would think he's the older, like, not, I think the brother would be the older brother and Lewis is younger, but who knows. So I chose you. I nod. Well, I want to see. Well, I want to change how people see me. As you know, my reputation isn't the best. Lewis doesn't try to interject. Everyone knows that Davinia, the original Davinia, wasn't exactly kind, so I'm surprised he chooses to listen. A soft smile graces my face. I don't like the Davinia that people know of. I want people to see me differently. That includes you. If we're to be married, I want us to at least be friends. It would make it easier to spend time together. I have the hidden objective of wanting to understand why he doesn't love food. It was never addressed in the manhwa, nor was it even a thing. But he isn't just a fictional character anymore. He's a real person. Lewis takes a deep breath and slowly lets it out. We should become friends. I think I would like that. My smile turns into a grin. I look forward to our future relationship together. This man is blushing. Ah, cute. Okay. Am I on the Lewis route? I'm not mad if I am, because I kind of said I was going to do that first. Did I? I hope I did say that.
Of course.
As do I. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, next day. Okay. Since that is the end of day one, effectively in my mind, I'm going to stop right here for The Villainess Just Wants to Eat, part 1. This is really fun. So I feel like up through Attilia and the Grand Mage's visit was what was in the demo, and then there was a little bit more with stuff with Senric that you get to see if you choose some different options. So yeah, that was really nice. I like that we get a bit more of this, like, dinner scene, and Davinia / the main character talking to Lewis about how they should proceed to work together, which is going to be so great. I'm so excited for this. Yeah, I'm really loving it so far. I love the voice acting. I feel like it's just, as always, brings the story to life. All these people bringing their characters to life and making the story even better and more immersive in a way. And I love the art so much. It's really cool to see all the illustrations and different expressions on, like, the characters and, like, their character sprites. So it's really lovely. Anyways, I hope you have enjoyed part 1 of The Villainess Just Wants to Eat. I'll be back soon with more. If you haven't already liked the video, please like the video. And if you would like to see more of this visual novel, as well as any others, please subscribe to my channel. I play mostly, like, honestly, I just play these types of games. The visual novels, the Tome Mare visual novels, they bring me a lot of joy. So if you'd like to see more, then please subscribe. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!